My name is Tom Appel, founder and director of Green University here in southwest Montana. We co-hosted our first practical permaculture class in collaboration with Sage Mountain Center and led by Kareen Irby of Broken Ground. Students practiced permaculture principles by developing permaculture plans for Green University's River Camp campus, with two groups developing plans to turn the sheep corral into a beautiful garden, and two groups designing a permaculture plan for the rest of the property. Each group then presented all of their creative ideas to the rest of the class. It was an intense 3-day charrette, but we all had a lot of fun. Afterwards, we selected the best parts from both of the garden area plans and hosted a 4-day applied permaculture class to put those plans into action. The class offered a great opportunity for hands-on experience at transforming dreams into reality, and you wouldn't believe what we accomplished in 4 days. We started by installing a greenhouse, which was a little wobbly at first, but quickly solidified as we staked down the sides and framed in the doorways. All of our projects were done with mostly second-hand materials, including building 4 raised garden beds. Students gained experience working with saws, squares, drills, and levels. We filled the beds with compost plus topsoil brought in for the project. We also built 2 lasagna beds, starting with cardboard as sheet mulch to suppress the weeds, covered with layers of compost and topsoil. We also started construction on a pallet cob chicken house led by Margaret, an immersion student at Green University. The crew made a dry stack stone foundation and glued everything together with cob, a mix of clay, sand, straw, and water. Next, they framed the walls with free pallets and secured them all together. They added a roof and then started applying cob to the walls. Green University students continued work on the chicken house after the end of the 4-day applied permaculture class, adding layer and layer of cob to fill it out. We also planted a bunch of fruit trees during the class, and thanks to all who made it happen. Work on the cob chicken house continued into the spring, including some hands-on help from local school kids who came out for an outdoor wilderness living school, or OWLS, program. Many thanks to Michael, who set up beehives and produced 4 gallons of honey over the summer. And then we went kind of crazy, planting annuals, herbs, berry bushes, and flowers. Linda and Lee led most of the planting work, and we bought a few things, but most of it was transplants from Linda's gardens up at Sage Mountain Center. Linda started a bunch of berry bushes from cuttings, which transplanted beautifully. As a first-year garden, it was truly a miracle to see all of this come together, and the plants really took off. Later in the summer, we rallied the troops to stucco the exterior walls of the Tire Palace. We started out with a scratch coat of sand and cement mortar to fill in the many voids and irregularities of the tire walls. Thanks also to Jen and Gabby and Lisa from the permaculture class for coming back to help out with this project. After the scratch coat, we started back at the beginning again, this time adding some brown dye to the mortar to give it an earth-toned color for the final coat. We completed the scratch coat and the final coat in just 3 days. Shelby kept the walls well watered to help the cement cure. We had a beautiful and bountiful harvest from our first-year garden, thanks especially to Shelby for tending to the garden and the watering every day. Even watching the garden grow day by day, it was difficult to fathom so much change in just one growing season. Dreams really do come true. Would you like to join us for our next permaculture class? Learn more at greenuniversity.com.